wanted to be a stripper.
What would have been your stripper name?
I would have been Vanessa.
Vanessa.
In your time, I could make money, pay for my bills, I could pay for my school. But when we wanted to do it, it was for entertainment.
Reasons.
It wasn't so much as getting paid. Distinguish the right from the wrong,
Yes.
the good from the bad, the real person from the acting person. Out people. People can have 5 different confidence, because I could break down and cry. Because you know what? We could get serious. Don't talk to me. I didn't mean that.
Wow, you're faking an apology? Did you ever act in front of us? Welcome back to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shaunda. I am Shaunda. Hey guys, hey, how you doing? Happy Thursday. It's a great night. Say hello.
Hi.
It's my mom here, guys. My mom is back in the action now. What do you think about the new setup?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's so crazy to me because
I feel like I'm in the studio.
Yeah, nice. Oh, it's so crazy to me because like I have nothing in my apartment but this. So I'm really happy. Like sooner or later.
It's so cool because imagine going to a studio. You would have to move, come around this way, maneuver, get in there, okay, and sit right there. All you have to do is come in and take a seat.
Certain spots from all this, like, super excited. It's so funny because, like, before we started, she was like, people gonna be like, you know, and I'm like, Mom, like, I don't think about everybody's conversation about, like, what they probably might think about the episode or whatever. But how you been for the last time we talked?
I've been great. I can say that I'm glad to be alive. It's some people that don't wake up in the morning, and it's some people that have those days where they just don't feel like it, but I'm glad that I have my health, my strength, and a loving family.
That got deep real quick, but that's okay. That's all right. Yeah. No, it's good. I was just talk about how our last conversation was and how you starting off on Tivoli and then growing up and then having us and all this other stuff, and now thinking about where we were, which is 55 is what we called it, and where we were because that was the house number where we lived at.
Yeah.
And we just went out tonight, so it was really fun. But as we were talking, I was just talking about how like I thought I was gonna be like an actor, and knowing that your dream before, if you wanted to explain that.
Can I just say this before I say that?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're talking to me. So.
Being an actor, I wanted to be a stripper, but I said, my mom is not going to allow that.
Why you want to be a stripper?
Because I just thought it was beautiful art of the body, how the body moves, and the amazement of the look of the body.
Right.
And not so much of a stripper for men, but to show off how the body moves.
Women empowerment. You felt empowered by your body. How was your body back then? Did you worry about how you looked, like body-wise? Like, oh, my hips need to be a certain way? Or?
At one time I did, because they used to call me flatsies. I had no booty. I had no booties and I had no boobs. But my boobs came in where I had a lot of boobs, but no butt. And they called me
Men
flatsies.
like boobs, though.
Yeah, I found that out. But it was like, you know, but then after a while, but like I said, I got to know my body. So I said, Mom, and I asked my mom, I said, Mom, how would you like me if I was a stripper? She was like,
you act around.
I dare you.
Oh, wow.
She said, no, that's not the life for you.
How was it? Did people judge back then, like, besides your mother?
They didn't judge. They more kind of like talked about you. They didn't judge you as to saying you shouldn't do this, but they would say, don't put that on. And if you wear that, that's not going to make you look.
So they didn't label you as like whore, because that's what it sounded.
No, but back then, if you were to talk about being a stripper, you were saying taking off clothes. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I had to redefine what stripper was. And I said, well, Mom, not so much as a stripper, but an exotic dancer.
I mean, that's what they
And then
call.
she said, now that makes more sense. She said, but no. She said, because you're giving people your personal business. You know, everybody don't need to know that you have a birthmark
in a certain
on
place.
your butt.
Okay.
Or you have a birthmark.
You got a birthmark on your butt?
Surrounds your breast.
You have a birthmark on your butt? We don't have to get into it.
I don't have
That's fine.
one.
But no.
It's just to say, you know, Mom said, no, your body is your private, own private part.
Right.
That nobody should explore.
So I know. Yeah. So like, cause I knew that I like entertained that for a little bit with you. Like later on, I'm like, I'm about to become a stripper because it's hard times. Like, however easy money that you can get, I thought about becoming a like exotic dancer stripper too around the time. Cause I'm like, I need to get some money.
And see, in your time, it was like, okay, I could make money, pay for my bills, I could pay for my school, and a lot of them do that, having second jobs. But when we wanted to do it, it was for entertainment. Reasons. It wasn't so much as getting paid.
It's just, I just want to go see.
And then somebody wanted to make you their own, you know, they want to own you. You go strip, when I say strip,
pimp.
That, exactly, back in that time.
What would have been your stripper name?
I would have been Vanessa.
Vanessa.
I love Vanessa.
What is up with Vanessa?
Because Vanessa, that freakish woman, Vanessa Del Rio was her name, and she was beautiful. She was just gorgeous, and I didn't want to be her, but I wanted the voluptuous, you know.
Was she confident?
She was. Wow. She was, and she.
This was a person.
Yeah. Her stage name and her movie name, because she did porn and everything. Yes. Vanessa Del Rio. And she was just gorgeous. Wild. And I only got to see her one time, and that one time just took my imagination to that place.
Would you do it now? Huh? Would you do it now?
Nah.
Different times.
Because of the times.
Because of the times.
But had I got the chance to,
I wouldn't have been here.
Y'all probably wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
As my children, y'all would be somebody else's, through somebody else.
Crazy.
But but I thought, I wanted that for a minute.
Crazy. Well, different times. So now, now that you didn't go for that, and then leading up to 55 and where we were, and that you expressed tonight that one of your goals was, when you were working, was taking us to California over West Coast.
I wanted to work. My job, it paid good money. It was just how I managed. If I knew how to budget and manage the money, we could have went several times over, because I was making money. I just wasn't managing the money correctly, the way that it should have been managed, because it seemed like every time I got money, I had to buy something. I had to get something. I wanted it, I wanted, those wants took away from saving, where that savings could have been this stack. It could have been what they say, it would have been piled up.
Crazy thing, I was just talking to Daddy recently, and I was doing my hair at the time, and somehow we just got on a conversation about how, he was like, I don't know why, because I said, why did you get put on child support? And he said, I ask myself that question every time, I don't know why. And then what his thought was he said, I think your mother just wanted to live a certain lifestyle that she wanted to keep up with, Regina, Cynthia, Cookie, because they were also, I would say, because they were with husbands, their partners, at the time, that even though you weren't with Daddy, that he was just like, he was like, because I did support y'all. He said, he explained the story that he spent at least, I don't know if he was being dramatic, but he spent at least $5,000 on us for the dresses to go to the convention or to the Kingdom Hall around the time. This is just what he said, but he did spend money on us for clothes.
Yeah, he spent money.
And then he said, the next day, he said, I got papers in the mail about child support. And I was like, well, he said, yeah. And he said, it could have been worse. I didn't know that child support around the time. He said, you know, your mother was, he said, it was like 8 something around the time that he was giving you. This is what he said. And he said that was pretty low. Because he said it's also an extra $400 around the time if you wanted to include babysitting. And you was like, no, like that's unnecessary. For me, in my standpoint, I always thought Daddy was around, and I always thought that to me he was an active parent, that he was around when he needed to be, he gave money when it needs to be. So it was just very interesting. I know I wasn't trying to get too deep.
Your
like,
dad with money, and the only reason why your father gave your money was because he was playing numbers. He would hit those numbers. And he was frequent in hitting numbers. But your father was not that supportive dad.
Got you.
Really wasn't.
So that's why child support was.
And that's why child support, because when Stanley, when I left Stanley down there on that street, in those apartments, your dad, he was working, but his drug habit was taking more so the front line of y'all. But he would have a little bit for y'all. He would always have something for y'all.
That's why I feel like even though he wasn't like an active parent
he wasn't living.
He was still around.
Yeah.
I was just like, for me, like Dad was around. I didn't know, but I was
Stanley
just like,
was never that one to say, I don't have it. If I didn't have it, they will get it.
Yeah.
But he always came through because he always had his father to help him too. You know, and his father was always saying, take care of your children. And you don't do that, you're not a man. Because his father was there to take care of his 13. You only had 5, so take care of your 5 or your 6. So he was always saying, I got to take care of my children. Whatever work I do, I got to take care of my children.
Right.
But I could never say he was a deadbeat dad.
Yeah,
I
no.
would never say that.
He did. That man love you, Bob. Yeah. He is. You are his world every way.
And the reason why I can say I don't love him like he loved me, because Stanley, he just did doggish things that didn't make sense. And he didn't have to do it. Yeah. You know, because I felt when he left and went into service, he was supposed to go and serve and then come back and do
what he was supposed to.
What if he wanted me to be in his life. But then when he came back, he married somebody else, and then he got somebody pregnant. So he got 2 women pregnant, and then he married that woman. I'm like, and I posted, what? So, all right, so we did the nasty. So,
now we're here.
So, yeah, my kids came.
Yeah.
But it was after the fact that he divorced Rose. He got Dominique's mom pregnant with Dominique. And Deshane and Dominique is your brother and sister. But he didn't treat them like they should have been treated, and that hurt me because Dominique wanted to be part of our family, brother and sister to y'all, brothers to y'all, and your father treated them. He didn't treat them fairly.
Again, so crazy. Like I didn't know to like get like this deep into it, but it's like really interesting on hearing this again, not knowing and knowing that Daddy doesn't open up. Because I feel like Daddy will never in this lifetime tell us what exactly goes on in his life, in his mind and what happened before. So getting it from you and your perspective, like I just don't want to take what you're just saying because I do want to get Daddy's if he ever opens up about it. Yeah. But just knowing that there is some type of idea from it that I take away from, you know, what you're saying.
And like I keep saying too, he's not never absent.
Correct. That's what I said. Me and Shaunda was just talking about this. Like, he's a very complicated man. He has a very interesting way of showing love. Yeah. And how he expresses it, even though it's very little, but it's a lot. How he expresses it, and he just don't know how to express his emotions. But he just knows. I don't know how to like say it, but he's there. Like he is around.
As I say, he's never absent because even y'all talking to him And when I wasn't talking to him, I can always hear something
that he would say.
And it made sense to say, okay, let me call him and see how he doing.
Right.
And then to say, I'm not going to call you no more because you don't get it.
He doesn't.
Or you don't know how to talk.
That. He doesn't know how to, and that's what tonight is. And
it would be okay.
Yeah. So the crazy thing about it is, like, with tonight, and it seemed like when you see his name pop up and then we're around, it's like, and I'm like, Mom, I just don't want you to do that expression because I know that when we aren't around, you probably be like, it's Stanley, and then answering the phone. But, like, you know, it's a thing. I don't know. It's a very complicated relationship between both of y'all, but it's cool. Other than that, to get back on track about the acting thing, though. Yeah, I know. Yeah. About the acting thing and how 55 was that one of your goals, like, in life was to take us all in over to the West Coast and see.
And the West Coast, and everybody talking about we're going to Wonder World. Wonder World. We're going to Disneyland. No, my children was going to the scenes.
Warner Brothers and.
Exactly. Yeah. We're going to the background movies and the forefront of Warner Brothers because I want to see from the beginning to the end. And guess what? We got some little actors out here that can. Y'all need some children actors, and here they are.
Could be.
I was going to put them there. Hey, I'm going to put them out there.
So it's so crazy. I finished a book with one of the childhood actors from iCarly. I'm forgetting her name. Very good book that I watched. Read. No, different. But with the way how her mom's dream was being an actor. She couldn't be an actor, so she put all that and pushed her daughter to be this person that she wasn't. She wanted to be an actor. She said she hated acting. She wanted to be a writer. But she acted because that was what her mother did. And the way how the manipulation was in the book was like really crazy. Like her mom was like, I thought that we had him, like scream and cry. And then she's like, okay, Mom. And then she's like, okay. She'll just go right back to like she just didn't have like a massive breakdown about getting into it. But like for me, I thought I was going to be an actress. I really thought that I was going to be an actress.
Because
like,
you gave good performance as a kid.
All the time.
This kid
I used to act out all the movies anytime I could. And I'm like, Mom, you can't tell me that I can't. She's like, you can be whatever you want to be. But how things were is just crazy. Yeah. But like, the crazy thing about me, like trying to be an actor, or from what I see, I love people who act. And what's crazy with real people, they can't see the difference or distinguish that this is an actual person. And they're playing a character, and they play it so good.
It's a character, and then it's a person.
That they either hate that person really, really bad, or they're like in love with that person. I'm like, this is just a regular human being.
Because you got people out there that will say, that's Victor Newman. Oh, I can't stand it. Victor, and they go after Victor. Just like they coming at Eric. His real name is Eric. Eric is like, oh, wait a minute. Victor is on the stage.
Right.
I'm human. I'm Eric out here in the real world.
Crazy.
So you got, like you say, you got to distinguish the right from the wrong, the good from the bad, the real person from the acting person.
I love just the difference of like seeing. I love actors that can like move me, and it's a handful of people. But like when I'm like, I can't believe that this is just an extra person, because once they say cut, I'm like, this person has a family to go to or whatever.
You know what? That just took me back to when I would entertain my sisters.
All the time.
We would have to go to bed at 8 o'clock. We're not tired. We're not sleepy. So I would get up and I would perform for my sister. And they'd be clapping. They'd be like, do it again.
What was your go-to? Was there anything?
It was, I would mark Pernell Biddle, who thought he was Bruce Lee, Kung Fu. And I'd be like, this is Pernell, want to be Bruce Lee. Whoa! Oh, I said, I hit him in the nuts.
Oh, wow.
And he go, ooh. You ain't so much of a Bruce Lee now, are you, Pernell? You know,
so you just do a whole scene,
girl, and I have them up there crying, and my mom be like, "What's all that noise up there?" It's Sandy.
Dang, they write you out that easy? You don't fake sleep or anything?
Sorry about that, Mom. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get loud, but Mom be downstairs listening. My mom be like, "They up there."
Cracking
up there acting, they up there playing. And then they say, do so and so. And I would put on all these characters for them. I would do characters, and Cynthia never tell me, it's like, Sandy is hilarious. My sisters, Cookie and Regina and Cynthia, because Nikki would come in and she would just mess everything up when it's time to go to bed, time to go to sleep. When Nikki come in, that's it, show's over. But I would be up there and I would imitate Purnell, I would imitate like the majority of the people on our block that we hung around with.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, do so-and-so, and I'll be up there and be getting it. And they'd be in there crying.
That's crazy.
And when you can make people laugh and smile, it gives them
It's such a cool thing, because I just think about like how people like talk about relationships and they say like communication is very important. But I'll be like, I never hear like somebody who can like make you laugh. Like it was like communication's there, but like when somebody make you laugh and you're just funny and like,
or you could spark the day, because I would go up in BD and everybody is serious. We got our paperwork and we walking down the hall going into, they'd be like, no, you did not say that out loud. I was like, yeah, I did.
I think it runs in the family, because even like when Stacy was like arrested inside, she talked about like how she's like the Steve Harvey of everybody, that she just puts it. I'm like, if you put a Pendleton Norris in a room, we're gonna find a way to like make you laugh. We're that type of person.
We're not Debbie Downer.
No, never. Yeah. You were definitely from all the aunts, cousins that I've known that they said and like
everybody said it.
Aunt Sandy is that one. Like she's like, if Aunt Sandy, not saying that she's gonna be there, but like Sandy better be coming. Yeah. And like you were that one. But even with Stacy's like a good, if I had to like put it, she's a very good storyteller. And then me and Shaunda like the impersonations.
Yes.
Selena, I'm not sure about Selena with her.
Selena tried with her. Once you get it started, somewhere there's a funny bone, because she tried to make it funny off of y'all, but no, do your own thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, Selena, I know you could be this funny. She said, yeah, Mom. I was like,
it's a different side of Selena.
But you don't do that with us.
We don't see it as often as they see it. But, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, knowing that you didn't get to, not saying that you can't, but like I said that my goal is us to have like a really nice, good family vacation, because we haven't had like a really good ever had a family vacation. It was always broken up with the aunts or something like that, but we never had our inner circle go on a vacation. So one of my goals is that we have a nice vacation, if not on the west. The cruise is the most easiest thing, I would say, which is fun. And you've been on it. I know it's a thought.
I know,
we'll get into it, but like that is just something that I would love to have us all do, and just seeing how that works out.
It's about, the monies. And I keep telling you, I was bad managing, but if I could get my hands on some money, just enough, I would take us on that 2-month cruise. Not a cruise. This is where she's bad at money. Cruise. She said 2 months. But 2 months. But no, go this month and then go another month. Not 2 months. Gotcha. Okay. But a 2-month cruise for me and my family, take them to the West Coast and have them enjoy the West Coast of seeing from the beginning. And then maybe Disney World in between. But I'm not fond of Mickey. He was cool back in the day. But then to go to Singapore. I would love to take y'all to Singapore.
Different places, I would say, is a goal.
Two places I fantasized about was Asia. Just to see the different culture. And how people background and fit into our culture.
Mine is Japan.
See?
Yeah, I would love to go to Japan and see.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. It's like a goal. I don't know how, I don't know when, but when it happens, I would love for that to be a goal. I think I have to go back to the acting thing, because I just think with how acting is and how you see this some actors who just have to work real hard to get where they are now, and compared to certain actors.
Get it natural. Look at Ice Cube. He can take a serious frame and turn it into funny. and then he could take a funny frame and turn it serious. Look at
But it's most actors.
yeah, but
They know how
they
to,
were
like,
saying rappers. He was a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
They say rappers because Samuel L. Jackson was mad at rappers for getting jobs that he went to school for. He went to school for acting. He said, but y'all could take a rapper and give him my job? He was angry.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's normal. I mean, you don't know what comes out of people.
Yeah, you're not just, one thing. You're not just one thing. Like,
Right.
I definitely understand.
You get different characters and different people. People can have 5 different characters because I could break down and cry.
Don't you think?
Okay.
Okay.
I could go from I mean, just think about it.
Confused.
You don't stay in one character.
Yeah.
You can
Don't you think that
character.
for now, knowing that we're just normal, don't you think that as us, that we're good actors these days?
I think so.
Isn't it crazy?
It's amazing.
Well, put on a face, like how people put on
Yeah.
a face to go to work,
Yeah.
and they just don't like
And
it, but
then
they
you
got
say,
like,
how do you say, you want to act crazy? I can
I
act
act
crazy.
crazy, yeah.
Because you know what? We could get serious. How about that?
Right.
And don't talk to me. You ain't even got to talk to me. Because I don't want to talk about it no more.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And then you could, well, I didn't mean that.
Is that acting? Wow, you're faking an apology? Was that?
Was I faking?
Wow, Ma. That's crazy.
And see how you could change up
It
your
is
face
true.
within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But then the seriousness is it that some people in their mind don't come out of that.
Yes.
Because they will stay in that. You think I was joking? I
Yeah.
wasn't joking. Did you see me laughing?
It is
And
crazy
they stay,
with some
yeah.
certain actors who do play a specific role, that that character sticks with them, and it changes their life in real life. Like,
Yeah.
it's just really crazy.
You
how
know
that
who
happens.
saddened me because I thought their character would never affect them?
Who?
Robin Williams. Because he was because he could go from,
Beautiful man.
I mean, he started as funny.
Everything.
And then he went into that drama of the darkness of being mentally, and then coming out of the mental state. But then his real life.
It's really crazy because, like, I was really confused. I think it was like one movie that he played like a serious role, and it was very hard for me to watch it because I'm like, this man is actually a funny man.
Uh-huh.
I can't
We
see
saw
him
him
playing
as
a
funny, right.
serious character, but
You
then I'm
hear
like,
his
it's acting.
Yeah,
So
you
like,
hear his voice as
yeah,
funny.
but-
And
for
that
him,
serious
but I
role.
never really thought, like, in real life, such a man that is so good at his job inside was actually suffering
Suffering
and
from a
couldn't.
mental blockage in
He went
his
through a lot.
mind,
And from
in
what I
his
know,
mind, because he got to play mental, crazy, serious, sad, happy,
funny.
hilarious, and all those characters inside of him.
That I just
and
feel like
his
in real life, you
real
just don't know how to be.
Himself.
I can't be myself because
How
so
can
many
I be
people set
myself?
up this expectation of what I'm supposed to meet
and Robin
every time.
Williams, he's
Who knows,
that,
you know?
And when you think about all the people that play roles and did the only seriousness of that one actor came to mind was Robin Williams. I couldn't think nobody else, because everybody plays roles and they break out of that role. I remember Rosie Perez saying, when you play that role, you got to remember that it's only acting. Because if you don't,
Step out of it.
mind, it can hurt you. She said, because I know what it is to fall down that road. And I think a lot of those actors did that took them to alcohol and drugs, because now that I did this, can I honestly not do it?
I gotta step back.
Will Smith said it too.
Yeah,
And
I got you.
another
Sorry, but I
one
wanted
said
to step back into how us,
yes.
knowing that this was like a real life situation for you, and living with 4 kids in the house. Did you ever act in front of us?
Only when I'm playing with y'all. Only when
explain it.
Say like we sitting downstairs and I come downstairs and y'all ask me something and then I start doing certain things.
Okay. Sorry, because I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like, when you said that there's actors who lead into drinking and all that other stuff, it made me think about, like, have you ever, for us as a reason, drink for when there was just something going on in the house that you just couldn't take?
No, the thing
And then be
was,
like, everything's okay,
they took
baby,
it,
but
yeah.
not really okay.
Yeah, because I felt that, like, I knew I was a drinker. And I know that at times when I was drinking, I didn't want y'all to know that I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So I put on that, you know,
Face.
happy,
Yeah.
Now you intoxicated, yeah. I had a little some, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, but playing it off because I'm thinking in my mind, I gotta pay the rent. I don't want to get put out. I got children to think about. What about the food in the refrigerator? That's that food they gotta eat. And in my mind, I'm blacking it out.
Yeah.
And the alcohol that I drank. All right, go down there, be happy. Don't let them see you like this
Crazy.
or worried about it. And I call my mom on the phone and I say, Mom, when you was drinking, did you? She said, I was always worried about what was coming next. I said, I think that's what I'm going through. I said, can I talk to you? And she was like, anytime. Anytime you need to, call me. And I was like, okay. She said, but you're going to be all right, Sandy. You're going to be all right.
Yeah.
She said, and I want you to do one thing, as your grandmother always said, pray to Jehovah.
Mm-hmm.
And she always said that. And,
Leave it
you
in
know,
his
that
hands.
got us through, that got me through my life. Because after every prayer, when we would leave our house or sit down to eat dinner, we always say, thank you, Jehovah. When we went to bed at night, we say, thank you, Jehovah. So our prayers after our meals, and we mentioned Jehovah's name, I felt like now, looking back on it, it was a protection. Remember that. And I just said, from that point on, when I would drink, I would think of my mother. Because I know my mother was an alcoholic, and I know my father was an alcoholic. And I said, it's in our blood. You know,
Just something that runs in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like with it that you're saying, like, it's a protection, because it was a couple of times, like being in 55, that like somehow we made it through. And I knew that when we prayed, because like it was eviction notice after another eviction notice after another, and somehow my mother was just like, let's just pray. Like, we're going to pray and something come through. Somebody always came through for us, either the brothers or the sisters or Uncle John or Margie. And those are like from the only ones that I've seen, or something just hit, like, you know. And like even with Stacy doing what she had to do for us, I'm like, I knew that it was helping us have a roof over our head, money was paid, you know, whatever that we had to do. But like really having that, I was like, I can't, like, I never knew, you know, like nobody really said like, this is what we're going through. But the only thing that we knew was like, it's the eviction notice on the door and I need to pay the money. But I never really seen you, from what it seemed like, panic. I only seen that you was drinking, and I felt like as a kid, I was like, okay, she's just drinking to not worry about what was going on. Like, she doesn't care. But I was like, my mother was like worried at the end of the day. It just didn't hit me that was worrying for her when you were drinking. It was so crazy, just like putting it all in the circle of just like how the dream of wanting to go over to the west side and see how the acting is, when in real life, even though you didn't go, like finding the funny in it and copying off of movies and stuff, but then also like in real life that I have to put on a face and act for my kids just to get through, I guess, if that makes sense.
I wouldn't call it acting because it was just me.
Yeah.
I never changed it. I mean, when you got to act for your children, you got to always be that person, I think.
Yeah. And you
always hard.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't changing it. No, I said it goes this way and it will go this way until I change it. And I could not do that because I didn't feel like, you know, I'm not whipping my children into shape. I'm not no sergeant in the army. These are human beings. They have to grow up and learn on their own too. They're not going to grow up and say, my mother was this and my mother was that, and oh, I hated my mother. I would never want my children to say that they hate me.
Yeah, never.
Because that's a terrible thing to say. But if my children say, I dislike my mom because she punished me, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But not heavy
as y'all grow up and you say, I'm not going to visit my mother because I didn't like, like people that I know, children are like that with their mother. They move away from their mother instead of moving to their mother. I don't want to leave y'all. Y'all don't want to leave me.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave my children.
Yeah, I guess.
But
that's
just saying that, but to say that it's a change or a persona or putting on, never. I could never, no.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Well, we can close and end it off here. We sort of kind of ricocheted off, but hey, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to my Apple, Spotify, and YouTube page. Please email me, share your thoughts of me. You can DM or comment, but email me at imjustsharingpod@gmail.com. I thank you, Mommy, for being on my
You're welcome,
episode.
Man. I'll be back again. There's plenty more.
She is so happy to be a part of it. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't leave me.
You're right. No. But we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Peace.
Peace. Nice. Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome, though.